कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन ब्रज जर रंजन यशोदनंदन ब्रज रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधवा जय कुंजरी बिहारी जय राधा माधवा जय कुंजरी बिहारी जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा सुभद्रमयी जय सुदर्शना जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा सुभद्रमयी जय सुदर्शना जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय गंधर्विक गिरिधारी गंधर्विक गिरिधारी गौर हरि जय गंधर्विक गिरिधारी गंधर्विक गिरिधारी गौर हरि जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय अनंत देव लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय अनंत देव जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय अनंत देव नरसिंह जय अनंत देव जय लक्ष्मी वरागे जय लक्ष्मी वरागे लक्ष्मी वरागे जय लक्ष्मी वरागे जय लक्ष्मी वरागे जय लक्ष्मी वरागे लक्ष्मी वरागे जय लक्ष्मी वरागे जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया तस्सुरुमलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मायं तदा भीष्टं पदांस्यं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुवतापदकमलं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं सागरदातां सागररघुनाथं तं तदेवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेव श्री राधा कृष्ण पादा सागना ललिता श्री विशाखांश हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विषभानुसुते नमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयति यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदेवतानां परमानन्दं माधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम् ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय 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 ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मायं तदा भीष्टं पदामि वन्देऽहं हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत् गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता तप्त काञ्चन गौरङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी Bhavasudhe Devi Pranamami Harite. Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for Nitya Bhagavata Sevya. I seek blessing from all the devotees so that I can speak Bhagavatam in Parampara for the pleasure of Krishna and the devotees and my own purification. Today we will be reciting the first canto, 18th chapter, Parikshit cursed the Brahmana by sloka number 41. Today's sloka is a very interesting one. We will be going detail about that, what are the qualities of Brahmanas. Okay, why so much we are insisting on the Brahmana community. Okay, that also, and like every day there will be takeaway message for as a devotee what we have to learn from these slokas. So you can follow the slokas. Nisamya saptam adam narendram
Samya Saptam Adam Aram Narendram
sa brahmano na atmajam abhayanandat
Sa Brahmano Natmajam Abhayanandam
aho bat amaha mahat adyate kritam
Aho Badamo Mahatyate Kram
alpayasi draha gurur damo dratha
Alpiyasi Drahurur Damodruta
nisayamya saptam adat arham narendram
Nisamya Saptam Matadaram Narendram
sa brahmano na atmaja abhayanandat
Sa Brahmano Natmajam Abhayanandam
aho bata amaho mahat adyate kritam
Aho Badamo Mahatyate Kram
alpayasi draha gurur damo dratha
Alpasi Daro Damodruta
nisayamya saptam atat arham narendram
Nisamya Saptam Matadaram Narendram
sa brahmano na atmajam abhayanandat
Sa Brahmano Natmajam Abhayanandam
aho amho mahat adyate kritam
Aho Matamo Mahatyate Kritam
alpayasi darho gurur damo dratha.
Alpayasi Dhruvo Damodruta
Word by word meaning. Nisamya, after hearing,
After hearing
saptam,
Saptam
cursed, ataharam,
Ataharam
never to be condemned,
Never to be condemned
narendram,
Narendram
unto the king, best of humankind,
unto the King, best of humankind,
saha,
Saha
that
the
brahmana,
Brahmana,
rishi,
Brahmana,
not
no,
atmajam,
Atmajam
his own son,
his own son,
abhayanandat,
Abhayananda,
Abhayananda
congratulated,
congratulated,
aho,
Aho
alas,
Alas,
bata,
Bata,
distressing,
distressing,
amaha,
Amaha,
sins,
sins,
mahat,
Mahat,
great,
great,
adaya,
Adaya,
today,
today,
three, yourself,
yourself,
kritam,
Kritam,
performed,
performed,
alpashyasi,
Alpayasi,
insignificant,
insignificant,
drohe,
Drohe,
offense,
offense,
uruhu,
Guru,
very great,
very great,
damaha,
Damaha,
punishment,
punishment,
dritaha,
Drita,
award.
award.
Translation and purport by His Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Translation: the father heard from his son that the king had been cursed, although he should never be condemned, for he was the best among all the human beings. The rishi did not congratulate his son, but on the contrary began to repent, saying, "Alas, what a great sinful act was performed by my son." He was awarded heavy punishment for the insignificant offenses. But the king is the best of all human beings. He is the representative of God. He is never be condemned for any of his action. In other words, the king can be no wrong. The king may order hanging of the culprit son of a Brahmana, but he does not become sinful for killing a Brahmana. Even if there is something wrong with the king, he is never been condemned. A medical practitioner may kill a patient by mistaken treatment, but such a killer is never condemned to death. So what to speak of a good and pious king like Parikshit Maharaj? In the Vedic way of life, the king is trained to become Raja Rishi or great saint. Although he is ruling as a king, it is the king only by whose good government the citizen can live peacefully and without any fear. The Raja Rishi would manage their kingdom so nicely and piously that their subjects would respect them as if they were the Lord. That is the instructions of Vedas. The king is called Narendra, or the best among the human beings. How then could a king like Maharaj Parikshit be condemned by an inexperienced, puffed up son of Brahmana, even though he had attained the power of the qualified Brahmana? Since Samik Rishi was an experienced and good Brahmana, he did not approve the action of his condemned son. He began to lament for all that his son had done. The king was beyond the jurisdiction of curse as a general rule, and what to speak of a good king like Maharaj Parikshit? The offences of king was most insignificant, and his being condemned to death was certainly a very great sin for Shringi. Therefore, Raja Rishi Samiki regretted the whole incident. Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for Nityam Bhagavata Seva. As I said, it's one of the story going continuations, and it's very interesting and a lot of lesson for us also. When Samik Rishi heard from his son that the king was cursed, so yesterday's sloka we heard that Samik Rishi, Shringi, he entered to the Samik Rishi ashramam, and he was crying loudly. Hearing that sound, Samik Rishi was in a trance, the fourth stage. He slowly opened his eyes and saw that his son was crying. Then he asked, what happened? Is somebody hurt you? Then Shringi is telling that no, he's there, narrate the entire story. After hearing it, he threw the dead snake from his shoulder, and he was, then today's story continues. So this is the background about yesterday's sloka. He understood that just for a very minor mistake, the king was condemned to death. So he understood that because he is an advanced devotee. This is an important point to be noted, that always a punishment for a mistake should be proportionate to the degree of the mistake that committed. So last few days we are saying anything we do, it should be proportionate. Suppose you work for 8 hours, your salary should be there. If you work for 12 hours, it should not be half of your salary. So like that, for a punishment, if it's minor punishment, minor punishment. Sorry, minor mistake, minor punishment. Major mistake, major punishment. So that it is also devotees should cultivate that, because this is a lesson for us also. The severe punishment for a very big blunder and a small punishment for minor mistake. There has to be some consideration like this always, that there is a punishment for somebody. So we have to consider that what kind of a sin he has done or offense he has done. The death sentence or death punishment, being condemned by a snake bite, is a very, very big punishment. Who is being punished like an emperor of the world. So for an emperor of the world, Parikshit Maharaj is an emperor. He is a Raja Rishi who is protector of all citizens. He was able to keep away the Kali in such a righteous. So there is nobody was challenging Kali, but Parikshit Maharaj was challenging, and he is protecting the citizens, and he has kept the righteous thing of that. He is a glorious and wonderful and full quality, such as being condemned to death. Such a good quality person has been, king has been condemned to death. It is heavy punishment for insignificant mistake. The mistake was very insignificant. So the king means, first we have to understand what is the role of a king. The king is meant to rule over the citizen. Unless he himself, best of all human beings, he cannot rule over the citizen. First he should be qualified person, then he can rule it. He himself is qualified exceptionally. It's not only qualified, he should be exemplary. He should outperform. So such a person should be there. Not only that, in Vedic culture, he is a representative of God. What is a king? He is a representative of God. God is a ruler and controller of everyone. The Supreme Lord Krishna is the supreme controller. But he is, when it comes to the human society, there needs a representative. So he is nominated the king as a representative for the God. Such a personality never being condemned. So he is a servant of Krishna, so he should not be condemned for any of his actions. In other words, the king can do no wrong. So it is guaranteed that whatever he does is right only. There is nothing wrong. In the Vedic injection, never be considered as an act of wrongly. So there is nothing in Vedic injection that the king has done something wrong. If he is acting as a representative of God, means he is ruling according to the Vedic injection. Like a government servant, no, he is whatever government laws, regulation, he will do properly. Like a traffic police and traffic rule, there won't be any difference because they are representatives. So similarly, the king, where he is representing God, that means he is doing according to the rules and regulations. And Shastra says the Brahmana should not be killed. This is also an underlying point. So Shastra said, but an exceptional case when a son of Brahmana, his behaves are deserved to punish by a capital punishment, then the king can give a punishment to somebody who is deserved to such a punishment. So Brahmana should not be killed, but if it's not worthy of that, then he can punish it. In that case, the king doesn't incur a sinful reaction by killing the Brahmana. So this law will not apply because he is doing the right thing only. What to speak about the good and pious king like Maharaj Parikshit? King is trained for Raja Rishi and great saint. He never be condemned, and the way Shringi treated the great Parikshit Maharaj. So Shringi extremely went and cursed him. The minor mistake, he may be given a minor punishment, but never such a grave punishment for a severe punishment to a minor mistake. So we are underlining again and again in this sloka. So that is, we have to take it as a law for us. What is the fault this Brahmana boy did it? So let's go back and see that what did he do? A small mistake punishment awarded was a very great. For a small mistake, the punishment awarded was a very great. So extreme condition case, I think. So even in SrimadBhagavatam also it says, and many Puranas also say that for a small mistake, small punishment, big mistake, punishment. So why was punishment given? Again, this is a question arises. We are talking so much of punishment. Why punishment has to be given? First and foremost question will come in our mind. The punishment was given in order to purify a person for his sinful activity. Somebody done sinful activity, he has to be punished. So that he develop a spiritual life, again, his goal of liberation, to attain the goal of liberation. So, if we punish him, then he will be purify himself and go to the part of spiritual life. So, this is the purpose of punishment. There is also other reasons also, to protect the citizen from the rogues, okay, people who are harming, So, for that, people also, he has to be punished. Yes, such people are mentality that harming others. So, such people has to be punished. There are people are anti-socialists also. They create havoc, they ransack the city, looting, all kind of nonsense they will do. So, such people create a lot of disturbance. For that, they have to put in prison or some punishment has to be given. So, the punishment also required and jail also required. So, for that person to get purified. A small Brahmana boy made that mistake for a fist of fury, put out a spell, pronounces that curse, may you be bitten by a snake, Takshaka, and die in 7 days from now. So he cursed it. So he pronounced it as a, may the snake bite. Okay. Why? Because you took dead snake. Why he is cursed is, Parikshit took the dead snake and he wrapped it around the father, okay, and the neck, and also this for that insult he is punishing it. Okay, then actually he did not spell out that you will be killed by a snake. So when we read the sloka, we have to understand the right meaning. Did he told, because in the law, no, if you go to court, the lawyer debates and all the judgment gives. So they will read the sentence. Between the sentence, what meaning? What is that it gives? So here the Singhe is not told him that you will be killed by a snake. He said that it's bitten by snake. Okay. So why he said that is because he touched his father with a snake. Okay. That means Shudra, for your example, a Shudra cannot touch a Brahmana. Okay. So then what happened? The Brahmana goes and takes bath. So similarly, he touched the father with a snake, hence he will be touched and or bitten by a snake. So tit for tat. So in that angle he cursed him. However, the bitten by a Takshaka snake means death. He is such a poisonous snake. Even small bite kill. So that is why, because the dead snake also a relative of Takshak, and Takshak is playing the role of that. So the father who is mature enough, this is the angle of looking stringy. How about the father? The father is very mature, understand naturally being a highly advanced, had forbidden means self-control, okay, restraint. He did not take the offense seriously. His hallmark of Brahman, that is the hallmark of Brahman. What is the thing? Means ISMR. So tolerance and humility. So that is very important. Therefore, he immediately forgive. So forgiveness is a hallmark of Brahmana. The quality of Parikshit also, if you see that manifest, even though he was cursed, he didn't, the small boy cursed him, he didn't retaliate, he didn't defend it or reacted to that. Curse back, the king can do that, okay, he can curse, like generally happen, no, if one person shout, the other person immediately shout on him. So, but the king, no, he didn't curse back. The emperor of the world, the great devotee coming in the family of Pandava, he is not a normal person. What to speak of a king? He is an emperor. The whole universe, no, he is ruling it. Such a big man. The general rule is that king cannot be condemned to death. Even normal law itself is there, he cannot be condemned to death. His fault may be grave. Even if it is a big mistake also, he cannot be sent to that. But you cannot give him a capital punishment also to the king. All they can do is they can banish them, send them from this city to out of country. So these are the laws we should be able to understand that. So here the Sringi had a quality of forgiveness. He manifested the quality even by being a defamed. So he was insulted. Defamed means insulted by putting a dead snake, but he has forgiven. So that is the quality of Sringi. Yesterday also we talked about some of the quality of Sringi. The Parikshit put the snake around the neck is very insulting, defamed. Even that is also very insulting kind. A dead animal is putting on the neck is to the Brahmana, no? It's a very insulting thing. On the being cheated, the Parikshit was cursed and being ignored and neglected, not being given appropriate respect. So Parikshit was not so much of, he didn't welcome Samik Rishi because he didn't translate and he has not given water. So that was the situation of a Parikshit. They didn't have a tendency to retaliate, take a revenge, even though they may be having a power to do something, to give some punishment. So in this purport also, Prabhu said that he can give a death sentence to the small boy because he is a king. So he didn't do that. And also say that he don't want to take the Brahmin Atyahara. So for that of sin he don't want to carry. Obviously you feel angry, you are capable of something. It's a normal thing. When you become angry, if you are capable of something, confident enough that I am strong enough to defend myself. If normal situation. When somebody is angry means he knows he is a weightage person, a big personality or some gang is there behind the group of people. So with that he can behave. You feel afraid. When you become afraid is when you are not confident ability to defend yourself. Nobody is there. When the opposite party is very big group, then what happened? You fear to open your mouth and defend. Either you have fear or anger. So either this is a situation, common situation. Here that an example is an elephant. No, when it crosses the way, if you see a small rat passes by, it stops. It will never stamp on it, though it has a power to kick. So such things are there in the nature. Okay, Samik Rishi is being mature enough to ensure the Brahmanas are referred in the society for the prudent. Prudent means sensible. Okay, they are very sensible and confident. Whatever they say, making decisions. So why king has to go and ask Brahmana for the advice? Okay, guru. Okay, because they are confident that it is a right, because they read lot of shastras. So what is the correct decision to be taken, and they don't take unnecessary risk and all. So this is a quality of the Stringi. They are forbidden. Okay, so they have self-control. For the maturity known for that. Once the forbidden is lost, then the Brahmana is lost. That means if the Brahmana doesn't have self-control, then he can't say himself is a Brahmana. Here, Stringi loses the self-control. He is outbursten, so he can't be in that category of Brahmana. Till no Brahmana made a false statement, here is the first incident denoted the fall of Varnashram Dharma. Till Stringi came into picture, nobody had done that type of false statement. And something, that's what I said, they are right always. Nobody did any mistake of their verdicts. So as it was explained, a small boy became the first example of how a person can puff up due to his high birth. Generally nowadays 15, 25 paisa thread they promote, they say, okay, I am a Brahmana. So not that, it's puffed up. Who is the first person puffed up is our Stringi. Along with facility comes with the responsibility. If you are asking, if a king means it's so much a responsibility. If you have become a manager of a company, then you have got so much a responsibility to deliver the product. So when a person forgets his responsibility, then it creates a problem. So we should understand daily life also. We should not forget our responsibility. The mistake Parikshit Maharaj did not intend. The mistake what is done, it is not intentional. So he doesn't have the habit of going around and chastising people or go to the Brahmanas and shout at them. He is misbehaving with them. He is not that character person. He knows teaching of Sri Krishna. It's a very good thing. What Krishna told. So that we have to understand. What Krishna says is always keep offering praise to the Brahmanas. Such a powerful. When he was in Dwaraka, he is telling, even though they are harsh with you or ignore, insult or kill you also, Krishna himself is telling, you should say obeisance, the prayer, offer prayer to Brahmanas. He is telling his family members also, should fold the hand in front of Brahmana. Okay, you should continue to offer obeisances. You should continue to offer obeisances. So how much he is giving importance to the Brahmana. This was the instruction Lord Krishna given to his family members. So this is a teaching of Krishna. We heard about so many teachings, Kunti, teaching of Kunti, Narada, and that. So we didn't heard about Krishna. So let's hear a little bit what Krishna said. But their family member did not obey. That is also there. Even with Krishna telling also, their family member did that. So it's a very interesting incident happens. So they went on insulting the great Rishi like Narada, Asita, and Devala. When they went to the Dwarka, that Samba was, and along with his friends, they go and teach the Brahmanas, and they keep a lump of iron and in the stomach, and they tie it with a cloth, and wear like a lady, pregnant lady, and the friends goes and ask that Rishis, you can predict three kalas. So please tell us that what this lady will deliver, what kind of sex, means boy or girl, all these questions they will asking to test that rishis. But the rishi got wild and they touched this boy. Um, whatever the curse, whatever the born on this belly will be the distraction of your dynasty. Whatever comes out, that will be the distraction of your dynasty. So, distraction. So, one should not offend the Brahmanas. Here, Parishit comes in the family of Pandavas, did the serious mistake, the great mistake. But Srila Prabhupada says that Parishit Maharaj fell down for the mistake he did on the Brahmana was a very incidental. It was not a planned one. And it is a will of Lord. Again and again, Srila Prabhupada defends for that. Even if a devotee commits a sin, if he is engaged in worship, okay, of Lord, if he did a mistake due to the nature, yesterday we were talking, no, there are some people offend you, could be the nature also. By nature, they behave like that. So, even if that is the case, it will be overlooked as a sannyasi, saintly, it will be overlooked like a saintly person. When you worship Krishna continuously. So see how much liberty Krishna gives. When you worship, whatever nonsense you do also still he is forgiving you. This is a small boy who was used as an instrumental to mark the collapse of Varnashrama Dharma. So he was the instrumental. From there, the Varnashrama Dharma collapsed. The Brahminical culture also lost. Why they chosen the small boy for this? Generally, so much we have debated it. Why this small boy is picked up there? It could have been done by so many Brahmanas. Why this is? The child can be forgiven. Generally, if child make a mistake, you forgive them. If they make a mistake, okay, it's a childish, okay, chalo. Child can be forgiven and no one will blame the child for anything, no. If some damage happened also, if the child is broken, okay, chalo, they will. So, that is the reason they picked up that. The Sri Prabhupada says that, then if it is a child, then the whole class of Brahmana are responsible for offense. That also there is sloka, no? Brahminical people, whole dynasty, they lost their power. Because of this boy misbehaved, everybody lost. Brahminical power, they lost it. So, why betrayed the Brahmanas class itself? From there, the dynasty is gone. So, that also, it comes on the back of the mind, no? Why it is happening? The answer to that is, in Kali Yuga, demons will born in Brahmana family. See, it is already there in Kali Yuga, demons going to take birth in the Brahmana family. Why? That's also he'll ask. Why demon has to take birth? All those previous age who oppose the Lord Krishna. There's a Dwapara Yuga, so much has happened, no? And enemy of Lord, who are not killed by Lord. There are also some leftovers were there, so in spite of his killings, he couldn't clear up a whole Asuras. So these Asuras, what happened? Lord gives a birth in Brahmana family in order to make the facility for them to create a suitable environment for them for spiritual development. See, only in Brahmana family we get that because they get up before Brahma Murta. I remember that in my childhood. I was repeating that another day also. Surrounded my house is full of Brahmana community only. All they'll get up at 3 o'clock. They take cold bath. Well was there, no shower giver and all. I'm talking about 40 years back. So they used to take bath and do pujas and the whole house will be washed and very busy. Before, like, I was puzzled what these people like. So, because they're spiritual. So that's why these Asuras get a second chance. Okay, trying to take a birth in Brahmana family, so okay, they're not there, only the spirituality is there. If I comparing, no, I was like mode of ignorance and we sleep, okay, whereas that Brahman, my friend only, diapers, and this boy gets up at 3 o'clock taking bath and putting all this thing marks in his body and doing all these Gayatri mantras, so many mantras. So this is a comparison. So that's why they are taking birth in the Brahmana family. This is the arrangement of Krishna. However, in Kali Yuga, some people will misuse the privilege awarded to them for spiritual development. See, you say that why then why the Brahmana community facility is cut, power is cut? Because they misuse that privilege. They may become the puffed up, they may abuse, exploit other people for their own benefit. It's all happens. When you have power, you exploit others. No? So these are the reason Brahmana community, the power has been lost. It has been given in Varaha Purana also. This Rakshasas will born in Brahmana family. It's all evidence is there. So however, Samik Rishi, this Brahmana is a pure soul. He understood immediately the prayed for Parikshit. Something mistake happened, what you are supposed to do? Pray for that person. And Parikshit himself realized that, filled with repentance. Your prayer is so strong. That's why the morning japa section, no, we will ask prayer. Okay, for all the things. So momentary lapse of judgment, lifetime regret. It's a very powerful message. So momentary, you make lapse of judgment. You made a small judgment mistake, the lifetime you have to regret. Here both the Parikshit Maharaj also regretted and Sringi also regretted, Brahmana little boy. Here Parikshit regretted what he is feeling it. It was my weaknesses. I couldn't able to control my thirst. Okay, so he regret what he is telling there. Next 7 days I will not drink water and eat. So such a vow he has taken. That is called regret. Regret means not that okay for namesake, sorry, okay I forgive it. Not like that. It's all not a lips kind of thing. Regret from the heart from the core of the heart you should feel the regretness. He could have very well did that. How he could do it? Because he has taken shelter of Sukadeva Goswami and heard SrimadBhagavatam. That's why he could able to stay alive without water and food. So that is the power of SrimadBhagavatam. That shows that his caliber and nature. It was arrangement of Lord. So it's all Lord's arrangement. This is the Lord teaches some lessons also from this episode. Okay. Second also, if you reverse little back, that hunting is a major. From there the story starts. So hunting is authorized sport for Kshatriyas. Then you will ask that why they have to hunt. So there is a reason for hunting is fighting is a skill. Okay, Kshatriya duty is to fight. So it is a skill. The warrior would develop a skill by means of hunting. How they need some exercise. Now here also the military, even though there is no war, but there is exercising going on, like a drill kind of thing or exercise kind of thing. Now two countries soldiers, they will demonstrate, they will practice that. So that skill set to exercise is very important. If you don't see the blood, you can't be a warrior. So that's why what happened, normal person when you go to operation theatre, by seeing the blood they'll faint. Or any accident, if they see the blood, so even I can't see. Okay. So it is obviously because we are not used to that. But the warrior means he should see the blood, then only he can fight. Because in the fight there will obviously blood will come out. So he should not faint and fall down. He should fight. The warrior used to kill lower animals. Sometimes the tiger, cheetahs and all come to the human places where to eat that cow, goat and buffaloes, chicken and all. So in such situation somebody required. So this king will go and kill those tigers, cheetahs and all the deadly animals. So for that also they need that skill set. And also there are situations that some section of animals now the overpopulation can happen. So it is biologically it should be balanced. Something happens, then who will control it? So the king will go on to control such populations. So this is our accepted one. Then what is not accepted? The for prestige issue, no, people go for hunting. I have gun. You might have seen that there are some black and white photographs in the museum and all, no, where along with the British person, the Indians also will stand with the gun, keep their leg on the top of the tiger or lion. Okay, that animal. No? This was prestige. Okay, it is prestige. It could be of sports, habit, addiction, means of extinction animal for the tusk. People know they'll for looting nail, skin, deer skin. For that they'll go on hunting. So if such thing is happened, then it comes under sinful. Okay, for the protection, it will not be sin. For the enjoyment, then it becomes sin. Even if you kill animal, the Kshatriya many times get such a thing in trap. Recently, we come across also the film star. They went for hunting, and the government, the forest department, they put him in jail and punish them nicely. So these are all common. People tendency to do all that nonsense. In Dasaratha also, no, if you see that story in Dasaratha, Kaikeyi, the argument was going on, and finally the Dasaratha, he couldn't able to convince her, and Rama left. He going on crying, and sixth day, the situation is that he's in great grief. Why he was in grief for separation from the Rama, and he dies? Because in the past, previous section, what happened, once Dasaratha, when he is young, he is very good archer. Okay, by hearing the sound itself, without seeing, he can shoot that animal. So that is one. And also Dasaratha means at a time 10 sides he can kill, he can fight. Such a talented person. And once in a night, it happens that he heard that some water pond, their animal sound kind of somebody is taking water. So he thought an elephant has come to drink the water. He shoot the arrow. Then we went and saw that it was a Brahmana boy who was killed. Means he was in death, almost dying stage. He was cursing that the Brahmana, the Dasaratha. What mistake I did? Why did you kill me? I was supporting my aged parents, my father and mother. They are blind people. I'm supporting them. I just came to take water for them, and you killed me. And the arrow was such a deep that even if you remove, he will die. He had no other choice. He has to remove the arrow, and he dies. And before that, he said, "Please go and give this water to my parents. Tell them that I'm dead. I'm dead." So Dasara goes, and he tells, and he gives the water also. That their old parents were so much grief, and they asking Dasara to help to go to that water body, and they touch their son and crying so loudly, and afterward they cremated that son, and that time what happens is since he was killed by king, he has got elevated that boy. He goes to Indraloka, and he sits next to Indra, and he said that shortly you people, he is telling that parents also, you will also come with me only. So after their cremation, and immediately they also going to die. Before dying, their parents were telling that how much I grief lost my son. Same when you dying, you will also be in great grief, and will die. So Dasaratha was recollecting at the time. So here why we are saying that killing, that archery of the king, example from the Ramayana, we say that how powerful they are, how brave and how talented they are. So this is an example of that. Kings also sometimes addiction to unnecessary killing also. Therefore, the person should be very, very careful. This is the age of Kali, that one people know that I set the example. Even the common person also has a tendency to kill the animals going to the forest. So they will be punished by the law. So thirst and anger, thirst agitate Maharaj Parishit when he entered the Samikrishi ashramam. The hunger and thirst which will trigger the survival instinct. So survival instinct is a very strong word. Means it triggers you. So we will take an example from the Nidhi Shastra. In Nidhi Shastra say that a sick with hunger, a mother may tempted to abandon her own child. So this all going to happen in the Kali Yuga also. Present also, every day you can paper see that some 40, means the newborn baby has been put in the dustbin. Because the mother, she is not willingly pregnant, so she cannot take care. So she is abandoning the child. So this is an example, Kali Yuga you can see daily newspaper. The snake when hungry may eat her own eggs. So how the hungry is playing a role. When a person driven to an extreme point of hunger, thirst, there is no sin he can't perform. See that. So this is called the example of survival instinct. So extreme condition, no, you don't. The anger in this wind that blows off the lamp of a intelligence. So when angry or hungry, no. So it is example of a blowing a wind that puts off the intelligence, lamp of the intelligence. So we have to be very careful on that. When we don't get, so what is the remedy for that? When you don't get a food for eating, remember the Lord and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. This is a lesson for devotees, how to overcome your hunger, thirst, not to jump into the sinful life. And SrimadBhagavatam ki Krishna, any doubt, any clarification, any feedbacks, able to catch up the point for today's sloka. It's more related to, these points are related to the today's sloka where Samikrishi was feeling bad about his sons performing the sinful act of cursing Maharaj Parikshit.
I had one doubt.
Yes,
I had, but in it was unexpected. How Parikshit also is an emperor and he was acting in the will of the Lord and he knows the importance of Brahmanas. And it is so evident that his